Welcome to the DCTV News at Noon program. I'm Kendra Cook. Dolores County Broadcasting Network is the producer of DCTV with support from the Southwest Colorado TV Translator Association. If you have a news topic or event that you would like to see covered here, give us a call. The studio number is 970-677-4119. Today's show runs Tuesday at noon and is uploaded to our YouTube channel and our DCTV News at Noon Facebook page to watch on demand. Today is April 16th, 2019. And now the news at noon. Will the Dolores River runoff create flooding? Reported by the journal Jim Mimiaga Photos. With above average snowpack melting off into the Dolores River, the town of Dolores is considering the potential for flooding this spring. On Monday, 30 officials and residents attended an informational meeting at the Dolores Fire Station hosted by Montezuma County Emergency Manager Mike Pasquin. The town has not experienced a major flood from the river since 1911, which filled the town valley with up to 3 feet of water. But there is potential this year because of the heavy snowpack, warming weather, and a wet El Nino weather pattern. The Dolores River peaks from snowmelt between May 15th and June 15th, officials said. How much comes down and at what rate depends on snowpack levels, temperature, rain, and soil moisture. Runoff forecasting is an educated guess, and possible flood levels require ground truthing as well. There are some trigger points to watch for, officials said. Flood stage for the Dolores River in town is 8 feet. A safe maximum flow of the Dolores River is about 6,000 cubic feet per second in town, said Ken Curtis of the Dolores Water Conservancy District. Flows above that increases the risk of flooding, and flows of 7,000 to 8,000 CFS would start to overflow the banks. Flows can be viewed by visiting the Dolores River Boating Advocates webpage. In 2008, the river briefly peaked at 6,000 CFS and stayed in its channel. Officials warned that a hot spell could drastically accelerate snowmelt and increase the chance of flooding. Heavy rain during the melt-off could also trigger flooding conditions. Increased flows from a hot spell or rain event in the Upper Valley takes time to reach town and usually arrives at night, said Town Board member Val Trulson, so, quote, there should be some nighttime monitoring of the banks. Residents should stay tuned to the National Weather Service for regional and local flood watches and warnings. Montezuma County Sheriff Steve Nowlin said the community will be given warnings about predicted flooding conditions through media outlets, town reports, Reverse 911, Nixle, and social media. The town has recently repaired their emergency siren that would also be activated as a warning. Bridges up the valley are being monitored for debris accumulation and to ensure boaters can safely get under them. Collapsed mines in Rico that collect runoff have automated sensors that warn emergency personnel if the pressure and levels are too high, triggering relief valves. Community sandbagging projects are happening in some flood-prone towns in the state, said Karen Dixon, emergency manager for the County Health Department in Montezuma. Local agencies said they are ready to respond to a flood emergency with equipment and staff. If needed, sand is available at the county shop on County Road 30, said County Road Manager Rob Engelhardt. Officials said severe flooding could compromise utility systems such as water, sewer, and natural gas lines and cause them to be shut down until the water recedes and repairs are made. Potential shelter areas for evacuees discussed were at the Dolores Community Center, Dolores High School, County Fairgrounds, House Creek and McPhee Campgrounds, and Canyons of the Ancients Museum and Visitors Center. A Dolores man wanted in Montezuma County is arrested in Utah. That from the Journal with a file photo. A Dolores man involved in a 2-hour standoff with police in Durango and is wanted on several felony warrants for weapons and menacing offenses will be extradited to Cortez after he was arrested last week in St. George, Utah. John Finocchiaro was arrested Friday in St. George after officers were called to a family disturbance. According to a report in the St. George News, officers arrested Finocchiaro at the Jubilee Home, a guest house for patients and family members of the Dixie Regional Medical Center. Officers arrested Finocchiaro on outstanding warrants from Montezuma County and said they discovered drugs on him during a search before he was transported to jail. According to the news report, Finocchiaro fought with officers after his arrest and slammed his head on the hood of a patrol vehicle with enough force to dent it. He then head-butted one of the arresting officers before being taken to jail. On Monday, he was in custody of the Purgatory Correctional Facility in St. George, and a spokeswoman at the jail said he will be extradited to Cortez. Finocchiaro was booked into the St. George jail on Friday on suspicion of second-degree felony, possession receiving a stolen vehicle, and third-degree felony damage to the jail. He also faces 7 misdemeanors for the incident in Utah: assault on a police officer, interfering with arrest, domestic violence, simple assault, domestic violence, criminal mischief, drug possession, possession of paraphernalia, and providing false information. On February 3rd, Montezuma County Sheriff's Office arrested Finocchiaro in Dolores as a felon in possession of a firearm. According to the incident report, Finocchiaro became agitated as officers placed him in a patrol vehicle and he slammed his head against the cage. Deputies recovered a high-point 9mm rifle and 9 rounds of 9mm ammunition. Possession of a firearm by a previous offender, if a Class 4 felony. Finocchiaro has also had an encounter with deputies the day before that firearm arrest. He was cited for disorderly conduct after arguing with a woman at the Rio Grande Southern Hotel in Dolores. A sheriff's office incident report states deputies had been called to the hotel twice in recent days for the same complaint. On February 10th, Finocchiaro was arrested in Durango after he allegedly barricaded himself in a hotel room and refused to come out after police received information he was staying at the inn. Finocchiaro is wanted in Montezuma County on 7 warrants, including several felony menacing charges, several felony bail bond violations, and possession of a controlled substance. The Durango Herald reported on bears coming out of hibernation. Photo Jocelyn Skill and Jerry McBride. Bears are waking up around Durango, and it's time to start taking precautionary measures to reduce human-bear conflicts, wildlife officials say. It's that time of year, said Colorado Parks and Wildlife spokesman Joe Lewandowski. Bears usually start emerging from their dens during the first weeks of April, but wildlife officials mark April 15th on their calendars as the day bear activity is typically expected to pick up, Lewandowski said. Male bears are usually the first to start stirring around town, he said. Female bears, especially those nursing cubs, tend to stay in their dens a few weeks longer to conserve energy and wait until there are more available food sources in the forest. Already, there have been some bear spottings around Durango, both in town and along East Animas Road, County Road 250. La Plata County resident Jocelyn Skill snapped a photo of a bear climbing a hillside near County Road 201. She said the bear has been eating a deer carcass on the side of the road. Not much natural food is available this time of year other than grass, Lewandowski said, so it's imperative that people lock up their trash and take down their bird feeders. We like to remind people to start taking precautions right now, he said. By far, one of the main driving forces in human-bear conflicts is allowing bears easy access to food in town, especially sources left out in the open like garbage. In an effort to address the issue, more than 1,000 bear-resistant garbage cans were delivered to Durango homes from 2011 through 2016. In 2018, another 600 bear-resistant cans were delivered on the south end of downtown Durango. Levi Lloyd, Director of Operations for the City of Durango, said about 600 cans are expected to be delivered in the next few weeks to homes in the Crestview neighborhood, as well as another 125 to 150 cans available for homes outside the area. But bear-resistant trash cans are effective only if they are locked, something most Durango residents don't do, a Fort Lewis College study determined earlier this year. In a student-led survey, only 40% of trash cans surveyed in residential areas were properly locked down in an area known as, quote, the grid, from East 2nd Avenue to East 9th Avenue from 1st Street to 12th Street. Brian Peterson with Bear Smart Durango could not immediately be reached for comment on Monday morning. In a previous interview, Peterson said it is possible residents were lulled into complacency last year as bears stayed mostly out of town and kept to forests where food was plentiful, but that's no reason to slack off in making progress on the issue, he said. Quote, the key is to not wait for these bad bear seasons. Peterson said you should do the bulk of the work in good years when you're not dealing with bears running all over the place. That's proactive as opposed to reactive. Matt Thorpe, wildlife manager for CPW in Durango, said it is important for residents to report unwanted bear activity in their neighborhoods. People are afraid of calling, thinking bears will get shot, but the sooner they call us about these issues, there's things we can do to avoid it becoming a bigger issue, he said. So now let's take a look at the weather. So here it is, the local area DCTV 5-day outlook. Today, a slight chance of showers in the early afternoon, then a 40% chance of showers and thunderstorms after 3 p.m., partly sunny with a high near 57 degrees. It should remain breezy with a south-southwest wind 15 to 20 miles an hour and gusts as high as 30. Tonight, we remain at a 40% chance of showers and thunderstorms, mostly cloudy with a low around 38 degrees. South winds spot to 15 miles an hour, shift to the north-northwest after midnight. And this wet potential moves into Wednesday morning with a 30% chance of showers lingering before noon, then a slight chance of showers and thunderstorms in the afternoon, mostly cloudy, and then clearing out to become sunny with a high near 57 degrees. It's still set to be breezy breezy with a north-northwest wind 5 to 10 miles an hour, increasing to 15 to 20 in the afternoon, and those winds could gust as high as 30 again. Wednesday night, mostly clear with a low around 34 degrees. Those winds hang on, making it feel colder, breezy with a north wind 15 to 20 miles an hour, decreasing to 10 to 15 after midnight, and again gusts possible to 30 miles an hour. Thursday is the warming trend start to what looks like a picture-perfect Easter weekend. Thursday, sunny with a high near 62 degrees, north winds 10 to 15 miles an hour. Then Thursday night, clear with a low around 38. And Friday, sunny again with a high near 69 degrees. Friday night, mostly clear with a low around 43. Saturday, mostly sunny with a high near 68 degrees. Saturday night, mostly cloudy with a low around 42 degrees. And Sunday, Easter Sunday, partly sunny with a high near 62. Sunday night, partly cloudy with a low around 36. And now, back to the news. Cannabis college courses are now a thing. Photos AP Mary Esch. Grace DeNoya is used to getting snickers when people learn she's majoring in marijuana. Quote, "My friends make good-natured jokes about getting a degree in weed," said DeNoya, one of the first students in a new 4-year degree program in medicinal plant chemistry at Northern Michigan University. Quote, "I say, no, it's a serious degree, a chemistry degree first and foremost. It's hard work. Organic chemistry is a bear." As a green gold rush in legal marijuana and its non-drug cousin hemp spreads across North America, a growing number of colleges are adding cannabis to the curriculum to prepare graduates for careers cultivating, researching, analyzing, and marketing the herb. Research shows there are high times ahead for all kinds of careers in cannabis, ranging from greenhouse and dispensary operations and operators to edible product developers, marketing specialists, quality assurance lab directors, and pharmaceutical researchers. ArcView Market Research, which focuses on cannabis industry trends, projects the industry will support 467,000 jobs by 2022. And even in states where recreational marijuana remains illegal, including New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut, some colleges have launched cannabis studies program in anticipation of legalization or to prepare students for jobs in other states. Quote, "We're providing a fast track to get into the industry," said Brandon Canfield, a chemistry professor at Northern Michigan University in Marquette. 2 years ago, he proposed a new major in medicinal plant chemistry after attending a conference where cannabis industry representatives spoke of an urgent need for analytical chemists for product quality assessment and assurance. The 4-year degree, which is the closest thing to a marijuana major at the accredited U.S. university, has drawn nearly 300 students from 48 states, Canfield said. Students won't be growing marijuana, which was recently legalized by Michigan voters for recreational use, but Canfield said students will learn to measure and extract medicinal compounds from plants such as St. John's worts and ginseng and transfer that knowledge to marijuana. A similar program is being launched at Minot State University in North Dakota this spring. The college said students will learn lab skills applicable to medical marijuana hops, botanical supplements, and food science industries. All of our graduates are going to be qualified to be analysts in a lab setting, Canfield said, noting that experience could lead to a position paying $70,000 right out of school. Those wishing to start their own businesses can choose an entrepreneurial track that adds courses in accounting, legal issues, and marketing. The expected boom in cannabis-related jobs has colleges responding with a range of offerings. Colorado State University offers a cannabis studies minor focusing on social, legal, political, and health impacts. Ohio State University, Harvard, the University of Denver, and Vanderbilt offer classes on marijuana policy and law. Universities have done little research on marijuana because of federal restrictions, but that's starting to change. UCLA's Cannabis Research Initiative, which bills itself as one of the first academic programs in the world dedicated to the study of cannabis, has studies underway ranging from medical treatments to economic impacts. Cannabis businesses range from medical and recreational marijuana to foods, fabrics, and myriad other products derived from industrial hemp. The basis for all of this is the cannabis sativa plant. Marijuana is produced by varieties with high levels of THC, the chemical compound that makes people high. Hemp has only a trace of THC, but produces cannabidiol, or CBD, which is used in a broad range of nutritional and therapeutic products that are all the rage right now. Marijuana is legal for medical purposes in 33 states and as a recreational drug in 10. While marijuana remains illegal federally, the 2018 Farm Bill cleared the way for widespread cultivation of hemp. Carson Humiston, founder of Vangst, an employment agency specializing in cannabis jobs, said the industry outlook is bright for students. Quote, "More jobs are being created in this space than in any other space in North America, with salaries sometimes more competitive than other industries," Humiston said. "With every new state that legalizes it, tons of jobs are opening up." And the Journal reported that a permit request by Green Table Farms of Mancos to host small agricultural events, fundraisers, and weddings was recommended for denial by the Montezuma County Planning and Zoning Board last Thursday. Applicant Tyler Hoyt is seeking a high-impact permit and special events permit to hold the events on his farm on Colorado Highway 184, north of the town of Mancos. Events would not include concerts for profit, motorcycle rallies, and other large disruptive events, according to the application. In voting 4-0 against the application, Planning Board members said the plan was too broad. It was recommended that more specifics were needed to mitigate any potential impacts to neighbors. Quote, "I can't support a blanket high-impact permit for multiple events," said Planning Commissioner Rob Pope. "Our system is designed to consider one event at a time." The final decision is up to the Montezuma County Commissioners. Hoyt has a productive vegetable garden and said he wants to tap into the agro-tourism market by hosting small farm-to-table meals, fundraisers, weddings, and agricultural educational events. But at a hearing April 11th, several neighbors spoke out against the plan and said events exceeding threshold standards for traffic have been occurring without a county permit. They worried about noise, increased traffic, the number of events per year, and what time events would be required to end. Farm-type events are one thing I could support, but weddings have a bigger impact, said one neighbor. I don't see what time they would be required to end or how many. No formal complaints about Green Table events have been made to the Montezuma County Sheriff's Office, planning officials said, but the planning office has received concerns. Events that have more than 15 vehicles per day require county review and permits that address mitigation and safety, said Planning Director Don Halley. Pope said offering camping for a fee at the farm also needs to go through a review and approval process with the county. Neighbors also worried that access to the farm and events is off Colorado 184, where the speed limit is 65 miles an hour. Hoyt said he is working to improve the farm's access point based on pending permit requirements from the Colorado Department of Transportation and would have traffic control measures during the events. Hoyt said he wants to build on his business of selling produce and supplying the Green Table Cafe, a local food truck. There is increasing demand for farm-based events as people look for spaces to enjoy themselves that are outdoors, beautiful, and productive, Hoyt states in the application. Quote, "We wish to use an existing barn for these events and feel that we have ample acreage and setback from neighbors to host the events without any disadvantage to them." In September of 2017, Hoyt appeared before the Planning Board on a similar proposal to host events. The permit was not approved, and he was encouraged to resubmit the application with more detail. At the time, he was granted permission by county commissioners to host one community farm event that had been scheduled already. And today's High Canyon Country happenings. April 20th, Upcycle, Art Show, and Silent Auction will be held by the Habitat for Humanity of Montezuma County and Restore. Join them as they celebrate Earth Day and raise money for Habitat's 2019 house build. Artists or contestants will auction their upcycled art pieces, and proceeds will benefit Habitat Montezuma. On the day of the event, you can purchase some really neat art. If you're interested in making upcycled art and submitting a piece for the show, they need you. There will be prizes for first, second, third, and best in show. You can call Restore for more details, and that's 970-565-8327. And April 19th is Friday at the Dolores Community Center. A special screening of 10+ mountain film selections will get your adrenaline rushing, your emotions overflowing, and your love of the earth renewed, just in time to celebrate Earth Week 2019. Dolores River Festival and the Community Center are having a huge silent auction of amazing outdoor gear, adventures, and more. Doors open at 5:30 p.m. along with plenty of food to order, a great bar, lots of friends to see, and auction items to bid on. They'll have a special children's room with a family-friendly movie showing, and films begin at 7:15, limited seating to the first 200 people, and it's a sellout every year. It's $15 per person. Tickets are at the door, cash or credit at the Dolores Community Center, 400 Riverside Avenue. The proceeds there help fund the upcoming Dolores River Festival on June 1st, as well as Greater Dolores Action, a nonprofit organization with local initiatives like river cleanup, habitat creation, and education. And catch the Easter Bunny on Saturday, April 20th for the Dove Creek Easter Egg Dash hosted by The Rock, reaching out to community and kids. It will start at 9 a.m. at the Dove Creek football fields and walking park. The Easter Egg Dash starts at 10 a.m. sharp. This is the 7th annual event with 100 golden eggs with secret surprises in them provided by the Community Voice and Superette. Free side games with prizes, pictures, face painting, and the bounce house. The event will happen rain or shine, but it looks like it'll be a wonderful sunny day Saturday. This is an event not to miss for the kiddos. And all of these happenings are posted on our DCTV News at Noon Facebook page, along with our YouTube channel, on-demand replays, weather, notices, original stories, and local posts. To share your event or information, you can contact us by email, dcbnnews@gmail.com, or call us at the station, 970-677-4119. Thank you for tuning in. News at Noon airs at noon Monday through Thursday and then is available on demand online on our YouTube channel and our DCTV News at Noon Facebook page. Please like us there and share it with a friend. This has been a production of DCTV for the News at Noon program out of Dove Creek, USA. I'm Kendra Cook. Thank you for watching.